Bun găsit, stimați urmăritori ai portalului de știri nordnews.md. Eu sunt Nicoleta Pânzaru și vă invit să urmăriți un nou interviu marca Nord News, de această dată împreună cu ambasadorul Statelor Unite ale Americii în Republica Moldova, domnul Logsdon. Vom discuta despre aportul semnificativ al Statelor Unite ale Americii asupra dezvoltării economice în țara noastră, dar și despre colaborarea dintre Republica Moldova și SUA în acești 30 de ani de parteneriat. Sper să fie un interviu cât mai interesant pentru voi, cei care îl vor urmări, dar țin să menționez că interviul va fi în limba engleză. Stați aproape alături de noi. Mr. Logsdon, good afternoon and welcome to the Belts, the North capital of Republic of Moldova. We are very glad to see you here. Thank you for coming. We have been waiting you to come here for a long time, actually.
Thank you for having me here, and I'm so glad to be in the capital of the North. We've wanted to come to Belts now for a few months, and we're glad to be here.
So, what are your first impressions from visiting our Belt city? Because it's a big city. We have here, like other cities, some important problems. But first of all, I want to begin with the fact: what are your first impressions here? Because you have also a meeting with our mayor, and that's all.
My first impressions were really from walking down the beautiful pedestrian zone, the main street on Strada Independencia. It was really beautiful, and seeing, of course, the wonderful roses and this beautiful weather, that made it all the more special. It's a lovely place and a lovely day. We started with the mayor, as you mentioned, and then we also stopped by one of the refugee accommodation centers with our partners UNHCR, working carefully and closely with the many Ukrainian refugees who've taken refuge here, and all of them talked about how important it was and how welcome they felt here in Belts. So that matches my exact impression. We feel very welcomed here.
Before continuing the subject with refugees from Ukraine in Belt City, I want to point out a really important fact about the projects he implemented in Belts. From the discussion with the mayor, our mayor Grigorishin, I know that you have talked about some important projects, and maybe you would like to share with us any details about it, because you maybe as ambassador would like to say what are the most important priorities that our local authorities should do in our Belt city in order to make people's life better here.
Well, thank you for that question, because that's exactly how I'd answer it. The United States government tries very hard to find projects, to find ways to work with citizens around the country here in the Republic of Moldova in order to make people's lives better. We have a very large assistance program for the Republic of Moldova. We have about $50 million each year that we try to spend on a variety of areas and programmatic areas that really help people. So energy diversification or supporting the economy. We're working here in Belts on a legal reform project to help with model courts so that citizens can figure out what kind of information they might get out of the courts, making it more transparent. So we look for all those kinds of projects where we can really work with both local officials but also with people. And of course, we're lucky enough to be here at the America House, which is another one of our projects where we're able to provide a space where young people especially, but all citizens can come, learn about the United States, learn about our relationship with the Republic of Moldova, and also practice their English language skills.
That sounds so great, and I hope all of these projects that you mentioned before will be implemented successfully by the end of the year or in several years. But if you continue our conversation, I would like also to point out the theme approached before the Ukrainian war. As you know, we are all the witnesses, Republic of Moldova, the citizens of this country. We are all the witnesses of all the bad economical consequences of the Ukrainian war and by Russian invasion in that country. And I know that a lot of my colleagues, EU delegations, told that there are not concrete information that the next target of Russian or the next point of Russia will be Moldova. Also, you told before at some important events that America do not have any important information that Moldova are going to be the next country. But I would like also here to point out if there are some any information about this statement, and you also told in the other events that there is a probability of a meeting between Maya Sandu and the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Can you please tell us our details? Where is going to be this meeting and when?
Well, let me first back up and talk about the relationship here with the Republic of Moldova from the United States. As you mentioned, this is a terrible war in Ukraine that is completely unprovoked and caused by Russian President Putin. We have been all around the world, but in the United States in particular, impressed and admire the way that Moldova and Moldovans took in people from Ukraine. Ukrainian refugees, nearly 500,000 came through the Republic of Moldova. Something under 100,000 are still here, who are living here or working here. So one of the things that we want to do as a country is, of course, to find ways to support you, both through the international community, so through the UN family, but also directly from the United States. We've been very impressed by how Moldovans have handled this situation, and having just met some of the refugees there today here in Belz, they say the same things, that they've been really graciously and welcomed here, and they feel very supported. So that's very important as we think about what might come next. So this is a very important time, I think, in the history of the Republic of Moldova. As you mentioned, we have 30 years of relationships. We have obviously more good years ahead in our relationship that we want to continue to work with you. We found ways wherever we can to support the political and economic reforms that the people of this country said they wanted to pursue when they elected this current government. The fact that they wanted to focus on anti-corruption, the fact they wanted to make this a better country, a more economically prosperous country, a place where people can have a future. Those are all the things that we listen to, and we try to find ways to support you. We would very much hope that sometime in the future we'll be able to have a meeting between our president and President Sandu. As you know, last year at the United Nations General Assembly, President Biden, and he was speaking about a number of countries around the world who were really models. He mentioned the Republic of Moldova as a country that's a democracy that is striving to change its past and to really make a new way in the world as a democratic, as an economically prosperous country, as a place that there is no corruption. And that I know the government is working on, and we want to be part of that effort to support them and support you.
Mr. Logsdon, you may know that we have the Transnistrian problem here on our territory, and I know that you have visited Tiraspol to the first days of your mandate here in the Republic of Moldova. I would like here to point out a very important question. If you may all know, from over the time, the process of federalization of Republic of Moldova was identified as an important solution of the resolving of main problems in our country. And here I would like to ask you a question. Is the process of federalization a real solution of the security problem of Republic of Moldova, or is this maybe just an attempt to please the East? And how do America sees all this problem from external point of view from the Republic of Moldova?
The United States strongly supports the OSCE-led 5+2 process. It has been a process that has gone on for a long time, but much of the process is focused on trying to make people's lives better, individual people. Our view, our policy view, has not changed. We obviously want to do everything we can to ensure that there is a Republic of Moldova that is secure, prosperous, and in its own territorial integrity is maintained and respected. We see very much in a solution that there will be some kind of special status for the Transnistrian region within that Republic of Moldova structure, but we have been unwavering in our support for the Republic of Moldova and its territorial integrity. So that will continue. As we look ahead to the future, I think there are many questions. Given the war in Ukraine, we'll see how things end and what the discussions will go on in the future. But right now, we again continue to support the OSCE as the main mediator in this ongoing issue, and that's what we'll continue to do and support that as the United States.
In that context, you also may know that the Republic of Moldova wants so much to be a part of the European Union, and as an ambassador, I would like you to point out and to see your opinion, to find out your opinion about this phenomenon, this important event for our country. How do you consider in far future Moldova can be a part of European Union, how America can support this process to be more operatively done?
The United States strongly supports the Republic of Moldova's European aspirations. The interest of this government came to came to power was elected on the basis of a strong platform that included closer and deeper integration with Europe, with the European Union in particular. The United States was pleased to see the Republic of Moldova, as well as Georgia and Ukraine, also put in an application, a formal application to become a member of the European Union. We are on record as strongly supporting the European Union's action to promote this integration, to accept the application. Obviously, the United States is not a member of the European Union,
yes.
so we don't have a vote, but we've certainly made our position known, and we've mentioned that, of course, in our conversations with our other colleagues, that we strongly support any measures that bring the Republic of Moldova closer to the European Union and deeper integrated.
Do you think that this membership of Republic of Moldova in the European Union can have some advantages in the context of security of our country in that tense times that we are going through right now?
I think the European Union is a powerful symbol for the free world and the free and whole Europe that the Republic of Moldova has wanted to be officially a member of, to be part of that European Union, to be part of a European home. So that's what the United States strongly supports. We think that's a good and a worthy goal, and we'll try to do everything we can to support you.
All right. Thank you so much for this interview. We wish you luck in all the activities that you are going to develop far from, not only in Republic of Moldova, the capital, but also in the north of Republic of Moldova. Thank you so much.
As I promised, I will be back and look forward to talking again in the future. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.